And now, welcome to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast.
The show must go on, but things must go wrong.
Is what weirds me out a little bit.
I think that's doing it to me, too.
I can't tell if it's sexual.
You are nothing to me. You are nothing to me.
Hulk,
and he tells Hulk, do
I
something.
used you. Brooke,
Yeah.
I screwed you.
Yeah. You know, if he says something wrong to me, I'm going to go, look, dude, I'm in a big league him.
Look, dude, do you know who I am? And do you know how much money I've made doing it?
Yeah. And everybody's just having a good old fucking time here. They're having a great time, and that's the beach.
Because it was free.
Yeah.
Like, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe
He
another
does it
one,
like
Terry.
3
He
or
does
4
it,
more
yeah,
times.
right. Well, I mean, it's the atomic electron.
Wrestling is so fucking stupid, dude. God, I love it. Yeah, now.
It's summertime, and the living is anything but easy. It's the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast, and Fully Loaded Chew bring you StamosSlam, the 3rd annual StamosSlam from the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast.
Welcome to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast, now brought to you by the Slash and Cast Podcast Network. That's right, we're part of a new big thing here called the Slash and Cast Network.
New.
New.
Yeah, it's another venture for us. We watched a movie, went over there, so they were nice enough to allow us in. So it's a horror podcast network, but they've got some other stuff coming up on the docket. So
Like the horror show at Extreme Rules.
Yes, not to be
That I
confused
saw
with
at
the horror
Walmart
show.
yesterday. Yeah, not to be confused with that.
Oh, the DVD's already out?
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, God.
Yeah, so don't just follow us and listen to us, but if you're into like horror movies and shit like that, follow the shows, A Little Mad Podcast, Dead in Santa Clara, Make Every Death Count, the Silver Screen Scream Show. That's a mouthful, like us.
Say that 5 times.
Bloody Date Night, We Came From Beneath the Sea. I love that name. We watched a movie just like the movies, Eroticosaurus. That's a cool name. I actually want to check that show out at some point. Their last show that they had, episode 31, Fear Boner Fest 2020.
Whoa, that is, wow.
That sounds like something that's right up our alley.
Yeah.
Slasher Cast, that makes sense. The Lane Shift. And the Scream Queens, and then, of course, us. We're the only wrestling show. Hopefully
Wow, that's a lot more than I saw on the page or the contract or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of us on there. And there's more to come.
Okay.
So we'll see. They're kind of a conglomerate. They're basically like the Walmart of podcast networks at this point.
So,
When you're down in the dumps and you need something to bring you when you really won't get ripped, when you won't get going, there's only one trick gonna do it for you, people. You know there's only one trick that's gonna do it for you. There's only one trick gonna do it for you. Only one trick gonna do it for you, people. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Coach.
so definitely a big thank you to the Slash and Cast Network for having us and letting us be a part of their podcast network as I fix my bed hair, because I always record this freshly out of bed or about an hour out of bed. So
Yeah, we
both
talked
of
for
our
about
alarms
15
went
minutes
off.
before.
Our alarms went off a little late today, and but we still had to get the show rolling at 8. So
Because I watched way too much wrestling yesterday, and my brain is like mashed potatoes.
that's your brain on. This is your brain on wrestling, and it's an egg going in a pan, or it's like instant mashed in a pan.
That's what I feel like right now.
Yeah.
Pep it up, baby. Work it out.
So
I'm wearing
anywho,
my Super Kick Club shirt that Levi got for me.
Oh, I did get that for you, didn't I?
You did. Thanks for the shirts, by the way.
I haven't wore that one in a long time. Maybe I should wear it today. I haven't been wearing black shirts a lot lately because it's been so fucking hot
So
out.
fucking hot, yeah.
Last week, everybody was like, oh, it's going to be so nice. It's going to be like 80, and then it was 90 and humid every day. And I was like, what? The mornings are cool. I like
the mornings are nice.
that, but that's about it. I'm ready for October. I'm ready for Halloween time. And if you like Halloween time, too, you should check out some of the shows on the Slash and Cast Network. I mean, you can check us out, but the other stuff's more appropriate. Oh, my eyes. Oh.
Yeah, shout out to Riley from Slash and Cast for hooking us up. We signed a contract. We actually signed a contract, which is pretty crazy.
That's pretty legit. It's a multi-million-dollar deal.
Oh, well, naturally. We weren't going to do it for free.
Yeah, of course. I mean, big money. Big money. We weren't going to leave money on the table.
No. We weren't going to take our ball and go home.
That one, too. You got to think of all the wrestling terms. Anyways, let's see. We are coming off the heels of a pretty big wrestling weekend. We had Saturday Night Dynamite. We had NXT TakeOver 30. We had SummerSlam. And then, of course, we watched, because today is the 20th or the 17th anniversary of SummerSlam 2003. Exactly today. If we were to record this at 7 p.m., we'd be doing it at the exact time. But
exact same time.
About 12 hours from now, 12 hours later is the exact
probably
20,
when you're watching
17
this.
Years. I keep wanting to say 20 year because it just sounds better, but 17 years ago.
If you watch this when it debuts later this evening,
yeah,
it'll be about
that'll
time.
Be. That's more accurate. There you go.
But if you're listening to it, you're listening to it earlier.
So Tommy watched a bunch of wrestling, but I did not watch all that I should have because I was supposed to watch SummerSlam, kind of. I thought I should have, and I didn't, but he did.
I did. We can start. Oh, let's wish the boss, the chairman, Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
He's gonna puke.
He's gonna puke.
A happy 75th birthday. If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be wrestling like there is today. We can all agree on that.
He's the hogman of all hogmen.
He is
Let's be real.
He is the legit genetic jackhammer. He's got the grapefruits, all that.
Come here, Linda. Get on top.
Drain that white squid ink out.
Let the love I have for you live in your heart and be forever. I'll be so happy loving you.
He's probably got a lot of it from all the protein he eats too.
Probably smells.
It's probably got it's got a good grapefruit smell because it's what he calls his sack is usually called the grapefruits.
Yeah. You want to start with the Dynamite and kind of go?
Yeah.
Dynamite TakeOver, SummerSlam, then 03 in the main.
So we'll blaze. We'll do a little Blaze Bailey action.
Blaze Bailey.
Let's see. TakeOver. Did it open with FTR and
Dynamite?
Yeah.
FTR and Private Party.
Yeah. Stellar match, by the way.
Yeah, very good match.
Good one.
FTR with Tully Blanchard. I texted you during that match and said Tully's out with FTR, so we got to get that Cody turn now for the new Four Horsemen.
Oh man! When you say the new Four Horsemen, yes, I would love that. That'd be great.
You got FTR, you got Shawn Spears, and then if you get Cody,
oh my god, dude, that would be so good.
Yeah.
That gives me a Woodrow Rufus. Yeah, I like the idea of that actually. That when you say that out loud, like the Four Horsemen, yeah, I'm kind of hoping that happens now.
Into that.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that match was really good. I just watched the YouTube clips. I haven't watched the full one in a while. This week is Saturday night as well, isn't it?
This week is Thursday night.
Oh man,
NBA is really fucking this up, especially on the road to All Out.
Well, and it's gonna mess up their consistency, and people aren't gonna know when it's on if they're not paying attention. I mean, if you're a wrestling fan, you know it's on.
Yeah.
But like,
I mean, we had to deal with this back in the day with Nitro, and Raw was always preempted with the Westminster Dog Show.
Yeah.
You know, Mariah's into.
Yeah. Once again, the dogs win.
Dogs win. But I mean, I get it though. Their contract with TNT's contract with the NBA is so much money, and they make so much money off of it. AEW
and the NBA is getting way more ratings.
Yeah.
People are watching that way more than they're watching fucking wrestling. So.
And it's a big deal now because it's the playoffs. So I get it.
Yeah.
But it still sucks.
Yeah. Put on wrestling. But then, yeah. So All Out, I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for All Out.
It sucks Saturday though, because like 5:00 Central Time, I've got it on. I'm ready to watch Dynamite, and NBA's still on. There's another half hour. It was at 5:30 before it started. I'm like, son of a bitch, come on! I'm ready for wrestling. And obviously, I kind of knew because last week I said there was a rumor floating around that somebody that had been on the show multiple times
just about to say that
was going to appear, and sure as shit, she did. A great
Thunder
promo,
Rosa,
by the way.
She's got her own Wikipedia page. I did not know that.
Well,
she's legit.
She's the NWA Women's Heavyweight Champion.
I mean, Thunder. Hey, we said it 3 years ago on this show. Well, almost 3 years ago. We said Thunder Rosa would be a star. She's been on the show 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And we said she'd be a star because she just has it. She's different. It's not. She has her own little character, and it works. The Day of the Dead face paint, and the luchador style, and the heritage. She just got it all, man. She's a total package. Now, I don't know that she's going to defeat Sheeta, but I am definitely looking forward to that match because I like Sheeta and I like Thunder Rosa. So.
I said on Twitter when it happened, I said, it's like us. I felt validated. Like, I felt like our show was validated because that's really the first person that we had on that, not only did we believe in her, but she believed in us. She was cool enough to come on the show. I mean, we've talked to her multiple times for an hour plus. So, I mean, it was awesome. And, even Amanda was like, oh, that's so cool that she's on here. And I love the fact that she had the NWA women's title with her, too. That was cool.
I mean,
that makes you wonder, like,
yeah,
maybe there's going to be a working relationship. Maybe we'll get, Nick Aldis versus Cody and Nick Aldis versus Moxley and Omega and all that stuff.
Speaking of that, I was going to say we should do a show soon that is All In revisited, and because I haven't ever watched the show in full on like TV. I've only seen it in full when we were there.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, so we should do like an All In revisited, since we were there, and then we can talk about what it was like there and what it's like on TV and all that. Like, I thought about it yesterday because I was thinking All Out last year. I was like, we should do that one. But then I was like, no, we should do All In because I've never truly watched it in full, like at home.
I've watched it a couple of times.
I figured you had. I've seen it on that.
I watched it a couple of days after we got back.
Oh, okay.
And then I watched it again maybe last year. Yeah, I watched it right before All Out last year.
I know occasionally I would see it. I've seen, like, I watched Marty and Okada before on TV because it'll come on Stadium or whatever Ring of Honor is on.
Yeah.
And sometimes Ring of Honor will play that late at night. So they must have the rights to it or something, or like partially.
Yeah, it was like the working relationship at that time, still because they were all under contract still.
Well, and they didn't have, they used their ring and whatnot, and So, anyways, what else was Dynamite? We had the MJF promo thing. I'm not going in any kind of order here.
No, I'm not either.
But the MJF promo, we had the Moxley promo.
Another great promo from MJF, by the way.
the Darby Allin thing with Ricky Starks or whatever, that was a good segment.
That was a really good segment.
Watching all their stuff. So the other night, it was really fun to get to say it, but my brother-in-law and sister-in-law were over, and he asked me, he goes, so what is AEW? And I said, well, it's definitely my favorite on the market right now.
Yeah.
And he said, is it like more classic or like more modern? And I was like, actually, it's the perfect blend of both.
Yep.
Classic storytelling and wrestling, and then also some modern craziness and ring. So it's like, it's perfect blend of both. And that, the Ricky Starks and Darby Allin and Taz and Brian Cage thing, to me, it's just, that's like meets right in the middle of that. Cause it's just kind of the dastardly heels, and like Ricky dressed up as Darby. Actually, he looked really big.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that he looked a little thin compared to Brian Cage when they stood next together. But when he's in the ring with him, it's like, okay, he's actually pretty big and bulky, especially because Darby is like, he's tiny, man.
Yeah. He's a skater boy.
He said, "To you later, boy." But I'm assuming we get that Darby and someone at All Out. I don't know if it's Brian Cage or him versus Ricky. I think it should be Ricky Starks, honestly.
Yeah.
That would be. Because Brian and Darby, dude, Brian's huge.
Yeah. It's too big of a size difference. Not that it, you know, I mean, obviously, it'd be like Rey Mysterio and Big Show.
Yeah. I mean, I sound like Vince McMahon right now. He's so small. That's what he said about when I was reading in JR's book. That's what JR was showing Vince the footage of Eddie and Benoit, and then like Jericho prior to that. And he said he has to show them the tape and talk about how good they are to distract him because they're small. And he said that when he was watching the tape with Vince was like watching, and he was looking at Eddie and he goes, "He's just so small though." And it's like, but JR was like, I got to get him away from that because it's how good he is in ring. So anyways, it's cool reading that book. I definitely recommend it.
Then we had the Elite, Kenny and the Bucks against Dark Order. We got a little bit of maybe a hint of Kenny bringing back the cleaner. Mm-hmm. Everybody's excited for that. Some heelish tactics. That would be nice to see. And I think that's where we all kind of knew it was going, because Hangman's still up in the air. We don't know what's going on with him. And Levi finally got some figs.
How about that guy?
I love his picture on the box.
Yeah, he's like,
it cracks me up. Huh?
Like, why is that the picture? I got Jericho and Kenny. I went to Walmart yesterday, and naturally I was going to check for this stuff. They've had a boatload of rings and belts forever, and I've almost just bought both just to get them because I was like, I want something. And as soon as I turned down the aisle, I saw the shiny gold, and I was like, and there was a family down there with the kid. The kid was riding a bike, and I was like, whoops, and I had to run by him. I was so excited, dude.
Look at him.
And I ran up, and I was like, dude, my heart was beating so fast. And I was just like, oh, my God. And the dude was like, oh, you're looking at the AEW figures? And I was like, yeah, man. And I immediately grabbed Kenny and Jericho, and I was like, well, I'm getting these two. And then I started looking at the Bucks because there was only one of each Buck and one Cody. There was two Kennys, one of each Buck, one Cody, and I think there might have been two Jerichos. I don't remember. I was going to just buy one of each. And then I was like, no, I can't. I mean, I can't justify that because it's like that would be $100 in wrestling figures over because of tax.
Oh, so
and I was already buying groceries.
Now since it's you can justify it. Well, I didn't do it.
I was just messing with you. I know you. You can't justify buying that many figures. No. Now, if it was their birthdays or something, maybe Christmas,
and that's what I said. I said, but by Christmas, hopefully, I mean, Wave 2 will be out by Christmas, so hopefully they'll be a little easier to get.
And I look at the dude and I go, I was like, hey, your kids aren't wanting these, right? And he was like, oh, no, he's got something else he's looking at. I said, good. I just didn't want to hoard them, and I just started pulling them off the shelf. Dude, I was like, I mean, I haven't been that excited in a while. I was stoked for that.
See, I'm bummed because we got the bubbly Chris Jericho, which, I mean, is awesome. You get the shirt and the microphone and the belt and all that stuff. But I was kind of bummed because you don't get the jacket and the hat. So I was like, we have to get that one.
I don't know if that comes off that easy.
The Kenny one did.
Well, his is, it's not all the way on his arms. Mm-hmm. These ones are not that easy to get off.
But their hands
Back
come
here.
off, so that should make it a little easier.
Hey, I know what I can do. I can put them on eBay and sell them for $60.
And then
Come
go
on,
back and
people.
pray they have more.
Yeah, I could have did that, actually. I thought about that this morning, but I was like, no, that's not very nice. And nobody's buying those either. They're just sitting there.
They're just going to sit
I mean,
there.
some people probably are, but
Yeah.
anyways, I'm excited. I just got excited talking about them. But yeah, anyways, Dynamite stuff. Yeah. Let's see here. Well, I'm looking at the All Out card, and it's a little. There's a few more things on there. Of course, we got Moxley and MJF. Really looking forward to that for the world title. Jericho and Orange Cassidy in a Mimosa Mayhem match. He's like, you got the orange juice and I got the bubbly.
Yeah.
We're going to do a Mimosa Mayhem. I wonder if this is just a goof.
It's supposed to be 100 gallons of fresh orange juice. And what was it? 50 cases of the bubbly.
Oh, wow.
So they're going to have like a pool of mimosa by the ring.
Match can be won by pinfall submission or being thrown into a tank of mimosa.
Somebody's going in that mimosa.
Oh, well, yeah. That's funny, man. Yeah, it's the rubber match.
Twitter was all in a rage Saturday night over that, by the way.
Who was?
Twitter, just in general. Everybody was like, what the fuck is a Mimosa Mayhem match? If this was
Dude,
WWE, you guys would hate it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a
fucking
goof on
wrestling,
WCW,
dude.
man. Yeah.
Think about it.
Well,
The casket match is fucking stupid.
If it was WWE, I definitely would be like, what? Because, but here's the reason why. Because they wouldn't have told a fucking story to get to it.
Yeah.
They have. Jericho and Orange Cassidy have told a story to get to it. Versus WWE would just be like, it's Mimosa Mayhem. It makes sense.
It's not horror show at Extreme Rules, which nobody still knows what the fuck that meant.
Yeah.
Like, explain that one.
That'll
Don't
be on
worry
next
about a
year's video
Mimosa
game.
Mayhem. I hope
and then we got
Boneyard match is on next year's video game.
Kenny Omega and Adam Page versus TBA. So I imagine they'll have number one contender this week or something.
Yeah, it's
and
this Thursday. It's a tag team gauntlet match. It's the Bucks, FTR. I saw the graphic. I can't remember who all was fucking in it. Sure,
all right,
best
that's
friends.
Fine. Yeah. Oh, you said FTR. Shida and Thunder Rosa. And that's the last one that's listed so far for the AEW Women's title. So that is all out. That is on September 5th. Actually, my mom is going to be in town visiting, and I already texted her and said, hey, Saturday night, you're going to be watching wrestling with me.
Just get used to it.
Maybe or maybe not. I might just watch it Sunday morning. I don't know. So we'll see.
Yeah, and we'll
Again, of
figure
course,
out our
it's Labor Day
schedule.
weekend. Yeah, I got to work Monday, so it's all fucked up.
Yeah. So we might be late on that one.
Yeah.
And then Dynamite, before we move on, the main event, which was fucking fantastic. We got Brody Lee, Mr. Brody Lee, the Exalted One, versus Cody for the TNT title.
Cody Esquire.
Which Brody Lee is now the TNT champion. But it
Didn't see that coming so fast.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It really gives the Dark Order finally some clout behind the whole faction. But it was the post-match goings-on that really helped tell that story. And, they take Cody out, and he's being wheeled out on a stretcher. They flip the stretcher over. He's got the neck brace on. He's in agony. The poor baby face. Brody Lee hits him with the bag had the old TNT title in it, and it's all cut up and shit. And then Anna Jay taking out Brandy, choking her out, which was awesome. And that really adds on to that because the Dark Order, with having a woman in their stable and Brandy laying over Cody and then getting choked out as she's laying on Cody. It's just, that's good storytelling.
You think we get that rematch? Rematch is that all out probably?
I would say so.
Because Cody's not really feuding with anybody else right now.
No.
So
I would say that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
But we could also get like Cardona versus Brody Lee. Like
could get that.
And Cody's out for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Due to the attack.
And we got Cody's also on the cover of All Out with the TNT title, so they got to change that graphic.
Yeah. But, I mean, I could also see doing the rematch because I can't see Cody missing out on All Out either.
No. I mean, he's been a part of every show so far, so why
Yeah.
not, you know?
Either way, it makes sense.
Yeah. All right, so...
Hit it, Rippers. This song goes out to my beautiful Becky. Thank you for 28 beautiful years. I will love you forever.
If every word I said couldn't make you laugh, I'd talk forever.
So, we talked that. I'll run through TakeOver real quick.
Yeah.
I don't think either of us have watched it yet, but I hate to run through it like this. But
I watched
the pre-show
it, but it was kind of, I was in and out. It was
Yeah.
late when I watched it.
The
Shit, I couldn't
pre-show is
even
the number
remember
one
where they did
contender
it.
match. Yeah. The pre-show is number one contender match for the NXT tag titles is Breezango defeated Oni Lorcan and Danny Burch and Legado del Fantasma, Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. So Breezango was going to be the,
Good for them.
you know. Finn Balor defeated Timothy Thatcher, 13 minutes, 32 seconds. Damian Priest, a.k.a. Punishment Martinez, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Defeated Bronson Reed, Cameron Grimes, Johnny Gargano, and Velveteen Dream for the NXT North American title ladder match. Adam Cole defeated Pat McAfee in 16 minutes and 12 seconds. And I want to watch that one because I saw on YouTube like a clip that said Adam Cole and Pat McAfee delivered more than expectations.
Yeah.
So probably Adam Cole.
Yeah, Pat McAfee, though, he held his own. I was very impressed with what he could do in the ring.
Io Shirai defeated Dakota Kai to retain the women's title.
That was a quick match.
It was 17 minutes and 13 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it didn't feel like it.
It was
It
quick.
didn't feel like it.
I know what that's like though, where the 20 minutes just flies by. Like if you're doing something else, it flies by.
Yeah.
And then unexpectedly, Karrion Kross defeated Keith Lee for the NXT title. I didn't see that one coming, and then I saw the graphic of him holding the title up, and I was like, "What?"
With his separated shoulder. Congratulations,
Yeah,
kid! You win the title and then separate your shoulder, so you're going to be out for months.
Yeah, so Keith Lee needs to get it back on NXT.
Well, here's the thing about that. Tonight on Monday Night Raw, Keith Lee debuts.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, they just wanted him on that really bad, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, dude. He's not going to do anything up there.
They were like, it was like 40-something days was his title reign. It was the second shortest in history. And it's like, yeah, because they want him on the main roster because he's a big
But he's not
guy.
going to do anything on the main roster, though.
But
like, I
look at
doubt
it
they're going to
this
use
way.
him right.
You look at it this way. You throw him in there, put him in the main, put him in the title hunt right away.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, there's that.
I mean, I could watch Keith Lee and Drew McIntyre. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That two clashes
Yeah.
of big guys.
And Keith Lee's he's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
That's why I liked him in NXT so much, is because he got to do it there. Like, I don't know if that's going to change his style in Raw, because sometimes it does. So that dude is fucking good, especially for a big guy like that. I mean, he moves around. Yeah, he moves around good. I
saw
that
you
dude.
change out your pouch, so I was like, I probably should too.
I put a second one in.
Speaking of pouches, go to fullyloadedchew.com. Use code HEELPOD10. Save 10% on your order. Right down here. I usually put it on the right side there.
Heel Pod Ski. All right, so then SummerSlam 2020.
2020.
SummerSlam 2020 was 8 matches. Yeah, it was only 3 hours. I saw that I got on the network at it was 9 o'clock last night. I was like, oh, I can catch the main event. And it was already WWE 24. And I was like, okay, that's weird. It was 3 hours and 6 minutes. So
Which that 24 was really good. I watched it yesterday morning.
The WrestleMania 36 thing.
It was a good one.
I want to watch it.
Kind of with everything going on, they kind of told the backstory behind it. And it was pretty cool.
Apollo Crews retained his U.S. title on the pre-show against MVP in 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, that match, I was like, I feel like I've seen this 1,000 times.
It's It's been on Raw for so long. Bayley defeated Asuka to retain her SmackDown Women's title in
Which
11
was
minutes,
surprising
35
to
seconds. Me. Yeah.
I thought Asuka would beat Bayley and Sasha would retain.
But it was the other way around.
Yeah.
The Street Profits retained against Andrade and Angel Garza in 7 minutes and 50 seconds.
That was a good match too. Definitely watch that one.
Mandy Rose defeated Sonya Deville in a no DQ loser leaves WWE match.
Yeah, I found that out
seconds.
right before SummerSlam started. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess Sonya Deville made it a loser leaves Friday on SmackDown, and of course I didn't watch SmackDown, so I had no idea. And then they said it on the pre-show, and I was like, "Oh shit!" But I'm assuming that's because of Sonya's, the attempted kidnapping.
And they might send her down to NXT or something.
Yeah, I'm assuming she's probably just going to be
man.
off for a couple of months, and then she'll find a way to come back in. There'll be a loophole in the clause or whatever.
There's, of course.
Kind of like when Macho Man had his last match against Warrior at WrestleMania 7, and then he was back by SummerSlam.
Yeah. And then we had Seth Rollins defeated Dominic Mysterio in a street fight, 22 minutes and 35 seconds. That is the longest match on the card.
Yeah. It started off really slow, and I was like, they're letting Dominic get his feet wet.
Yeah.
But it really bugged me. He had a hood on his top of his gear. And as soon as I saw him come out with that, I was like, I really hope he takes that off. And he didn't. And it started getting in the way right away. And I was like, that's a fucking rookie mistake. Yeah. I can't believe Vince let him go out there with a hood on. But, yeah, that got in the way.
You're huge. You're bigger than your dad.
You're bigger than your dad. I know how he feels because I took Kyler school shopping on Saturday. And he's taller than me now. So I felt like the kid. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Fucking
Stop
big-ass
growing,
kids.
dude.
It's rough being 5'7", man.
Yeah.
Everybody's taller. People that are 6'2" and 6'3" are giants. They belong in the land of the giants.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a guy at work. He's probably like 6'1", and I call him Andre.
Dude, there's like 3 or 4 guys at my job that's like 6'3" and 6'4", and I'm like, what the fuck?
What did you grow up eating?
Yeah.
I think it's all the coffee and cigarettes I smoked when I was a kid.
Yeah. I shouldn't have hit that cigarette on New Year's.
This year? Is that what you're talking about?
Huh?
Are you talking about this year?
No, there was one that it was a New Year's, and I was a kid. I was like 12 or 13.
Oh,
or 13 or 14 maybe. And I found my dad's cigarettes in the garage, and I was like, cool. And I just started smoking them. They're GPC Ultralight 100s. My dad has always smoked those.
Ooh.
Always smoked those. Don't know why.
Why Ultralights?
And I remember that. I have no idea. I just remember even when I was a kid, my mom would go to the gas station and get them. GPC Ultralight 100s. Have no idea.
I've never understood how people can smoke a 100.
They're ugly. That's why I don't smoke them. Like, if I'm going to smoke, I want to at least look cool while I'm smoking, you know?
I want to look like Joe Camel.
Yeah, dude. He's cool.
No, I could smoke a 100 like while I was drinking, but not a normal.
Well, yeah, because you're
chain smoking anyways.
Yeah. I said, if I'm drinking, dude, I can bring a pack with me and just light. And then the next morning I'm like, yeah.
And then you got the person coming up, hey man, can I bum a smoke?
Yeah, and I'm like, here, it's in my ass. You want to hit it?
Yeah. Or my favorite, it was always, hey man, can I borrow a cigarette?
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, when are you gonna?
You gonna give it back to me when you're
like,
done?
hey. You text them like a week later, hey man, can I get that cigarette back?
Yeah, drive it to my house. I need that cigarette.
Because here's the thing: if you're a smoker, you don't run out of cigarettes. Bottom line, that's like a priority.
Yeah.
If you're just because when you can tell who's actually like a smoker and who's not.
Yeah.
Or they're just broke because there's those people that are like, man, I'm broke and I can't afford it. I'm like, it's $5.
I don't get paid until next Friday. What are you gonna do from now on?
You're fucking shit out of luck then.
You're not bumming for me this whole time.
You're not bumming.
You got to cut them off
cigarettes. Then. Yeah.
Can I borrow a pack?
Can I borrow a pack of cigarettes? Yeah, man. When are you gonna get it back to me? Well, I'll get paid next Friday.
And then by next Friday, you've already forgot.
You've already smoked 30 more packs. And
I remember people that owe me cigarettes from like 10 years ago.
Yeah. Asuka defeated Sasha Banks, as you said earlier, to win the Raw Women's title.
I read cool little note on that. Sasha has never successfully defended the championship.
Really?
Yeah.
Never.
The
Raw women's, or
I think any.
She's been champ before for a long time now. Weird.
Maybe it was on a pay-per-view. Is what it was.
Maybe it was.
I don't remember.
Anyways.
I just look stupid now. I'm sorry.
Drew McIntyre retained against Randy Orton. Retained the WWE title. 20 minutes and 35 seconds. I do want to watch that one. That's the one match I really care about on here.
I did tweet that Randy still thinks he's a snake.
Yeah, well, of course he is.
He was very methodical in the match.
You think Randy's got a hog? Dude, he's got to have a hog.
He's got to have a hog on him.
And look at his wife.
Yeah,
and he is a perv, dude, on fucking Instagram.
Yeah, he's great.
He's always perving with, man, if nothing else, like, I like Randy Orton anyways, but I love his social media presence.
Yeah.
Because he's just a fucking pervert, man.
And
it's
a troll.
Funny. But a pervert in a good way. He's not offending anybody. It's his wife. It's okay. He does the same things he does the same things I do to my wife.
Yeah. This match, it was honestly probably my favorite Randy Orton match in a long time. It was good. Except for the finish. The finish sucked. Okay. But it was a nice back and forth. Do you want me to tell you the finish, or do you want to watch
No, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch this one.
Don't look at our Twitter because I gave the finish away.
Oh, okay. Spoiler alert. And then in a shocking main event return, well, first of all, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, defeated Braun Strowman to win the Universal Championship in 12 minutes. And then Roman Reigns, the big dog.
The big dog is back.
Did he get a pop? Well, no, there's not people. Never mind.
Well, I mean, for what it was a pop.
The Thunderdome.
Whether the crowd noises piped in or not, there was a reaction.
Wow. All right. Yeah, so that's
I would have
the
much rather
events.
Drew and Randy mained, but it made sense why after the match. Because the Braun Fiend, it was all right.
I know it couldn't have been a good match, dude.
It was okay.
SmackDown is just not interesting.
No.
It is just, I mean, they have like literally nothing against the people on it, but you would think the Raw roster would be the SmackDown roster, but I don't know because it's on Fox, but maybe they're just still like, you know what? Raw is the A show. So I don't know.
Yep. But there was a lot of conversation and controversy over whether Roman is a heel or not, because there was some heel tactics involved in his return. I'll let you watch it.
Yeah, I want to see that.
But he said some things, obviously not with a microphone, but what he was saying and the way he was reacting to both Braun and the Fiend made him appear to be a heel. So if he's a heel, I'm on board for that.
Yeah, definitely.
But if he's just gonna be babyface Roman, we've seen it.
Maybe they're trying to have him come back as the anti-hero against the Fiend. Maybe that's what they're doing. They're trying to make him like the bad, like the Stone Cold character.
Yeah, I hope.
By the way, WWE, you'll never recreate the Stone Cold character.
No. I hope he has to go through Braun. I guess this month. Is this next month going to be Hell in a Cell?
I don't know. They switch it all the time.
No, it's Payback. Payback and then Hell in a Cell.
Payback used to be in fucking May, so yeah.
So Payback, it should be Roman and Braun, and then do Roman and the Fiend at Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, there we go.
If you're going to do it
in the
right.
red cell.
Ugh.
With the stupid light on, probably.
But, hey, the Fiend, no red lights. That was cool. His entrance, I even tweeted about it. I was like, the Fiend shit still gets me, man. I love that character. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
And I've liked Bray Wyatt since he debuted. I thought he was just a fucking excellent character. Just the swampy, weird Texas Chainsaw Massacre type.
Yeah.
But, this character is just fucking cool.